Number 11, Grant Robertson.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Minister of State Services. Is it government policy not to cut job numbers in the core public service?
The Hon Gerry Brownie.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister for State Services, Mr Speaker, I have no responsibility for what is not government policy. But what I can tell the member is that it is the government's policy to cap the size of the core bureaucracy.
Supplementary.
Grant Robertson. Point of order, the Honourable Dr. Michael Cullen.
The first part of that answer. It may be government policy not to do something or to do something. So it's government policy not to do something. It's also the government has policy for not something.
Order.
As the member was trying to imply.
Order. I don't think that is a point of order, though a clever play on words. Grant Robertson.
Supplementary, Mr. What, given that answer, is the Minister's definition of the core public service?
The Honourable Gerry Brownelee.
Mr Speaker, the bit that is not going to be cut.
Louise Upston.
Supplementary to the Minister of State Services. What is the rationale for the government's policy to cap the number of people working in core government administration?
The Honourable Gerry Brownelee.
On behalf of the Minister for State Services, as the Minister of State Services said in the House earlier this week, after 9 years of a free-spending Labor government, the number of back-office public servants is out of proportion to frontline staff. The government is determining that the focus will go on improving frontline services for New Zealanders.
Grant Robertson.
How does the Minister reconcile that answer with the statement from the State Services Commission at the Government Administration Committee yesterday that ministers are still working out what constitutes core government administration, and how is it responsible to call for a cap on something which he has not even defined?
The Honourable Gerry Brownelee.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister for State Services, can I tell the House that it is not the intention of this government to go on some slash-and-burn exercise through the public service, as the Labor opposition appears to want us to do. Careful consideration is being given to how we give effect to this policy. It is our policy to cap the size of the core bureaucracy in New Zealand.
Supplementary. Grant Robertson.
Is the reason that the Minister will not define what the core public service is because he wants to ensure that he can move the goalposts so that his plans to cut jobs fit within his yet-to-be-defined cap? And if not, what is the reason?
The Honourable Gerry Brownelee.
Minister, on behalf of the Minister for State Services, Mr Speaker, the government has a policy to cap the size of the core bureaucracy in New Zealand. That, as the member has been already informed at the Select Committee by the State Services Commissioner, that is a work in progress.